Hey everybody. So last week I did a video about the Philadelphia Flyers, talking about why I think they're one of the most interesting teams in the NHL heading into this season in 2021-22. Obviously they've made a ton of changes this offseason. They've made a lot of trades, completely reworked their lineup, and it's going to be really interesting to see, are they significantly improved? Last year, they were a huge disappointment. They missed the playoffs, had a really down year. And I think the big question about Philadelphia this year is, what are they going to be? They're really hard to gauge heading into this new season. Are they going to be one of the better teams that really improved this offseason? Or are we going to have another disappointing year like last year? I think either is possible with the Flyers this season. But when it comes down to it, I think what they're going to be and how good or how not good they're going to be in 2021-22 is really going to come down to one player, and that is goaltender Carter Hart. I really believe that Carter Hart is going to make or break the Philadelphia Flyers season this coming year, and they're only going to go as far as he is able to take them. So want to take a look here at Carter Hart. People need to remember that he is just 22 years old. This is a young goaltender. Most goalies aren't even playing in the league at 22. This is a guy who has not, had a lot of time to develop yet and kind of just got thrown into the thick of it at the NHL level at a very, very young age. And there is no doubt about it. He had a bad year last year. It was a very bad season for Carter Hart in 2021. I mean, he only won 9 games. He had a 3.67 goals against, and abysmal save percentage of .877. His numbers were absolutely terrible last year, and there's no question about that. However, he was completely hung out to dry by his defense. It's certainly not all his fault. The Flyers defensively were the worst team in the league last season, and they really just left their goaltender out to dry. Both of their goalies, Brian Elliott as well, had terrible stats last year because the team was terrible defensively. But we know how good Carter Hart can be. This is a guy who just back in 2019-2020 had a 2.42 goals against average and a .914 save percentage while winning 24 out of 40 games started. So, it's really going to come down to, in my opinion, which Carter Hart are you going to see for the Philadelphia Flyers this season? He just signed a new contract. He's a bridge deal. He's making just under $4 million per season. What Philadelphia is next year, I think, is going to come down to what Carter Hart we see. If we see the 2020-2021 Carter Hart that was really struggling, giving up well over 3 goals a game, less than .900 save percentage, if that Carter Hart is back again, Philadelphia is not making the playoffs this year. They are not going to be able to win with Carter Hart struggling the way that he did last year. It's just not going to happen. And you're going to see Philadelphia be another major disappointment again if this is the Carter Hart that they get. And if you get Carter Hart at that, struggling like that for 2 straight seasons, you've got to be really concerned at that point if you're the Philadelphia Flyers. And you've got to think about what the future holds in goal for you, because if he's that bad for 2 years in a row, Carter Hart may not be the answer the way that we all thought he was after how he started his NHL career in his first, year and a half that he played, when he actually, was looking like the franchise guy. Now, I don't expect that Carter Hart to be back again. I really, really don't. If you can get Carter Hart back to being his 2020 Carter Hart, where he had a 2.42 goals against and a .914 save percentage, Philly should be able to win games and make the playoffs with that Carter Hart in goal. He doesn't have to go out there and be the Vezina Trophy winner, but if he can be a solid starting goaltender, have a goals against around 2.5, have a save percentage of .910 or higher, Philadelphia should be good enough to make the playoffs, especially with the changes that they made this offseason and the additions to their D-core that they brought in that hopefully will improve things defensively for them. They should be a playoff team if they get adequate goaltending. So really, in my mind, what Philadelphia does this season is going to come down to Carter Hart in goal. He is going to make or break their season. If they get 2019-2020 Carter Hart in net, then Philly should be a good team. They should be going to the playoffs, and the alternating pattern of playoffs versus non-playoffs should continue for the Flyers, and they should make it in 2022. If 2020-2021 Carter Hart shows up again, and he struggles and can't get the big save and gives up almost 4 goals a game, that is not going to get them anywhere. They're going to be a bottom team again, and they're going to be another massive disappointment if he plays that way again. So again, I am expecting a return to form for Carter Hart. He's too good of a goaltender to play like he did last season. I think last year was just an abysmal year. His confidence got shaken, and it was just all downhill from there. The team in front of him did not play nearly well enough. He got hung out to dry by his defense, and it was just an all-around terrible season last year for Hart and the Flyers. I don't expect a repeat of that. I think you're going to see something much closer to what we saw in 2020 with him, and a guy that is going to be a really good starting goaltender. And I like the Flyers' chances if he's able to get back to that, without a doubt. So, at the end of the day, I just think Philly, with all the moves that they made, all the roster adjustments, all the the new guys added to the decor, I think it really is just going to come down to goaltending with them, though. If they get good goaltending, they should be in good shape. If they don't, then you're going to have a repeat of last year. And I really think it's just going to come down to Carter Hart, because Martin Jones as the backup is not a guy that I would want to be playing a majority of the games. So it's not like, if Hart struggles, they're going to be able to play, just make Jones the starter. Jones has been awful for the past couple of years in San Jose. So, I think it really is going to depend on Carter Hart and what he's able to do. And if he has a good season, I think the Flyers have a good season. If he doesn't, then I don't think the Flyers have much of a chance. So it's really going to come down to him as to what the Philadelphia Flyers are going to be, and how well he's able to keep the puck out of his net, and which Carter Hart shows up. So I think there's a lot of pressure on a very young goaltender, but I think he's a very good goaltender. I think he's significantly better than what he showed last season. I think we all know that. And he should be getting back to form this year, and that should help out the Philadelphia Flyers a lot and make them a much better team from what they were last year. So Carter Hart is going to make or break this Flyers season. I don't think they can win without him. And I think if they're going to be a good team, they need him on the top of his game, and we'll see what happens here in 2021-22. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon, merchandise store, donation link, and memberships down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.